lovelies, it is time for another round of Have I Read It? So stay tuned. Hi, hello, welcome. If you're new here, Have I Read It is one of my multiple TBR games that I play in order to help me pick my TBR for the upcoming month. There's apparently dog hair floating around here, and I have an Einstein wanting to play at the same time. The way this works is, well, you actually get to help me pick my TBR. So I'm going to go and react to one of my past hauls. Today we'll be reacting to my book haul May 2019 video. And I'm going to tell you if I've read the book, if I haven't read the book, if I've unhauled the book. And out of all of the books that I have not read, that I still own, you get to vote on which book or books I should read in the upcoming month. Now, you can vote for as many books as you like. However, I only pick based on the number of unread books there are. So if I've read, like, if I have 10 or less unread, then I just read the #1 voted book. The dogs are fighting now. If I have 11 to 20 unread books, then I read the top 2, and so on and so on. And I'm sorry if there's a lot of noise and chaos going on, but these dogs are ridiculous. Okay, I've got my video pulled up. It's funny, the colors that are in my hair are almost the same colors that I've just recently had in my hair. But those are about to change too. Anyway, I've got my earbuds here and we are ready to get started. Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have my May book haul for you, so stay tuned. So, not counting my book outlet haul or my BEA and BookCon haul that are still to come at some point, or may have already come. I don't know when this is posting. Anyway, other than those, I have accumulated 14 books in the month of May. So let me just get right into showing you those. So the first book that I have here is an ARC that was sent to me by Macmillan Publishers, and that is Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Center. I have read Things You Save in a Fire, so yay, starting off. I always get excited when like the first book is one that I've actually read, though typically it happens and that's like the only book that I've read. Fingers crossed that's not the case. All right, next up. Next are books that I pre-ordered that came out in May, and this first one is another book that I would like to read in the month of June. It's my plan anyway. And that is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I've read that one too. Yay! Next. So as a few of you may already know, my birthday was in the month of May, and while I was kind of browsing books for my birthday, I came across a book that was actually coming out during the month of May, and well, the title caught me because my birthday was coming up at the time, and that was Birthday by Meredith Russo. Look at me, I've read that one too. Ah, okay, I'm so proud of myself. All right, next. Okay, the next book is the last of my pre-order books. This one actually came out on my birthday, so it arrived at my door on my birthday, which was nice. And I'm so excited for this book, and it is Middle Game by Seanan McGuire. I've read Middle Game. Next. Okay, next up are books that we got in Owlcrate and Owlcrate Junior boxes. So I'm starting with the Owlcrate Junior. So we got Pippi Longstocking by Astrid Lindgren. I have not read Pippi Longstocking. I do believe I still have it. I think it's actually on my shelf just here in the living room. I'm not gonna go grab it though, because I've already got stacks of books all over the place. So I'm just gonna grab this random book here and count that, because I'm sure I still have that on my shelves. All I know about this is it's a classic, and I believe it's middle grade, and it's about a girl named Pippi Longstocking. So I pulled it up here on Goodreads. Tommy and his sister Annika have a new neighbor, and her name is Pippi Longstocking. She has crazy red pigtails, no parents to tell her what to do, a horse that lives on her porch, and a flair for the outrageous that seems to lead to one adventure after another. And I think it's going to be super cute. And yeah, if you want me to read this, vote Pippi Longstocking. All right, next up. Okay, next up is Greystone Secrets, The Strangers by Margaret Peterson Haddix. I don't know if I've ever read The Strangers or if I still have it. I don't think I've read it, but I'm not sure if I have it, so let me check. Okay, it looks like I still have it, so let me grab random book here. So this is the first book in the Greystone Secrets series or whatever. This says, what makes you you? The Greystone kids thought they knew. Chess has always been the protector over his younger siblings. Emma loves math, and Finn does what Finn does best, acting silly and being adored. They've been a happy family, just the three of them and their mom. But everything changes when reports of 3 kidnapped children reach the Greystone kids, and they're shocked by the startling similarities between themselves and these complete strangers. The other kids share their same first and middle names. They're the same ages. They even have identical birthdays. Who exactly are these strangers? Before Chess, Emma, and Finn can question their mom about it, she takes off on a sudden work trip and leaves them in the care of Miss Morales and her daughter, Natalie. But puzzling clues left behind lead to complex codes, hidden rooms, and a dangerous secret that will turn their world upside down. And this sounds like a very fun book. So that was probably why I didn't get rid of it. Also, Einstein has a toy here. A different toy that he wants me to play with. As soon as I start filming, he wants all the attention. Okay, so if you want me to read this, vote The Strangers. All right, next up. Okay, next from Owlcrate Junior was The Simple Art of Flying by Corey Leonardo. I don't know if I have that one still. I don't think that I've read it, but let me see. Okay, I don't have this one marked as unhauled, at least not at this point. So I'm going to assume that I do still have it because it's got a decent rating too. So I'm just going to grab random book here to set as a placeholder. This one says, quirky characters, plucky humor, and heartwarming message come together in this big-hearted debut novel about friendship and the true meaning of family. Sometimes flying, it means keeping your feet on the ground. Born in a dismal room in a pet store, Alistair, the African gray parrot, dreams of escape to bluer skies. He'd like nothing more than to fly away to a palm tree with his beloved sister Aggie. But when Aggie is purchased by 12-year-old Fritz and Alistair is adopted by elderly dance enthusiast and pie baker Albertina Plopke, the future looks ready to crash land. In between anxiously plucking his feathers, eating a few books, and finding his own poetic voice, Alistair plots his way to a family reunion. But soon he's forced to choose between the life he's always dreamed of and admitting the truth, that sometimes the bravest adventure is in letting go. Alright, so if you want me to read this, about The Simple Art of Flying. Alright, next up. Next from Owlcrate Junior is The Lost Girl by Anne Ursu. I don't know if I've read The Lost Girl or if I even have it. Let me check. Okay, it looks like this is one that I would still have. So grabbed another random book here. And this says, when you're an identical twin, your story always starts with someone else. For Iris, that means her story starts with Lark. Iris has always been the grounded, capable, and rational one. Lark has been inventive, dreamy, and brilliant, and from their first moments in the world together, they've never left each other's side. Everyone around them realized early on what the two sisters already knew. They had better outcomes when they were together. When 5th grade arrives, however, it is decided that Iris and Lark should be split into different classrooms, and something breaks in them both. Iris is no longer so confident. Lark retreats into herself as she deals with challenges at school, and at the same time, something strange is happening in the city around them. Things both great and small going missing without a trace. As Iris begins to understand that anything can be lost in the blink of an eye, she decides it's up to her to find a way to keep her sister safe. All right. If you want me to read this, vote The Lost Girl. Next. Next from Owlcrate Junior, we have The Next Great Polly Fink. This is How You Become a Legend by Allie Benjamin. I really just don't know about these Owlcrate Junior books because it's been so long since I've read a lot of them. I have to look and see if I've read it or unhauled it. Okay, looks like I still have this one, so grabbing another random book. We're up to 5 now. We started out well until we got to those Owlcrate Junior ones. Okay, so this says when Caitlin Breen enters the tiny Mitchell School in rural Mitchell, Vermont, she is a complete outsider. The 7th grade has just 10 other kids, and they've known each other since kindergarten. Her classmates are in for a shock of their own. Polly Fink, the class clown, oddball, troublemaker, and evil genius, is gone this year. As stories of Polly's hijinks unfold, his legend builds, until they realize there's only one way to fill the Polly-sized hole in their class. They'll find their next great Polly Fink through a reality show style competition to be judged by the only objective person around, Caitlin, who never even met Polly Fink. Who was this kid, anyway? Prankster, performance artist, philosopher, or fool? Caitlin's quest to understand Polly is about to teach her more about herself than she ever imagined. Told via multiple voices, interviews, and other documents, the next Polly Fink is a lighthearted yet surprisingly touching exploration of how we build up and tear down our own myths about others, our communities, and ourselves. All right. So if you want me to read this, vote The Next Great Polly Fink. And Polly is spelled P-A-U-L-I-E. All right, next up. Okay, this next book, I don't know if this was an extra book in an Owlcrate Junior or an extra book in Owlcrate, but it's a graphic novel, and that is The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. I have read The Tea Dragon Society. Next. Sorry if my angle changed, but my battery died. Okay, on to the next book. So these I know all came from Owlcrate. So the first up is 4 Dead Queens by Astrid Skolt. I have not read 4 Dead Queens, but let me check and see if I still have it. Okay, it looks like I do still have that one, so let me grab random book. Here we go. So this one says 17-year-old Carolee Corrington may seem harmless, but in fact she's one of Quadara's most skilled thieves and a liar. Varen, on the other hand, is an honest, upstanding citizen of Quadara's most enlightened region, Inoa. Varen runs afoul of Kalari when she steals a package from him, putting his life in danger. When Varen attempts to retrieve the package, he and Kalari find themselves entangled in a conspiracy that leaves all 4 of Quadara's queens dead. With no other choices and on the run from Kalari's former employer, the two decide to join forces, endeavoring to discover who has killed the queens and save their own lives in the process. When their reluctant partnership blooms into a tenacious romance, they must overcome their own dark secrets in hopes of a future together that seemed impossible just days before. But first they have to stay alive and untangle the secrets behind the nation's 4 dead queens. An enthralling, fast-paced murder mystery where competing agendas collide with deadly consequences, 4 Dead Queens heralds the arrival of an exciting new YA talent. Okay, so if you want me to read this, vote 4 Dead Queens. All right, let me get back to the video. All right, next. Next from Owlcrate was Crown of Feathers by Nikki Powell-Petro. I know I still have this one and I have not read it, though I have been told many times that I need to read it. Yeah. Okay, so this says, I had a sister once. In a world ruled by fierce warrior queens, a grand empire was built upon the backs of phoenix riders, legendary heroes who soared through the sky on wings of fire, until a war between the two sisters ripped it all apart. I promised her the throne would not come between us. 16 years later, Veronica is a war orphan who dreams of becoming a phoenix rider from the stories of old. After a shocking betrayal from her controlling sister, Veronica strikes out alone to find the riders, even if that means disguising herself as a boy to join their ranks. But it is a fact of life that one must kill or be killed, rule or be ruled. Just as Veronica finally feels like she belongs, her sister turns up and reveals a tangled web of lies between them that will change everything. And meanwhile, the new empire has learned of the riders' return and intends to destroy them once and for all. Sometimes the title of queen is given, sometimes it must be taken. Okay, so if you want me to read this, vote Crown of Feathers. Oh, and let me grab another book to add to my stack here. So I'm up to 7 at this point. Man, it started out so good. Oh, are we getting close to the end of this one? Yes, it's getting close to the end. All right, next up. And last from the regular Owlcrate boxes, we have Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. I have not read Wicked Saints, and I have to check and see if I still have it. I don't have this one marked as unhauled, but I feel like I might have unhauled it. For right now, I'm just going to say I haven't, because I'm not certain. It could be in my closet in my guest room. But this says, some stories are so beautiful, so brutal, that they claw at your heart and refuse to let go. Welcome to the world of Wicked Saints, an epic, passionate novel that you won't soon forget. Prepare to meet a girl named Nadia, who wears the whisper of the gods inside her head. A prince surrounded by desperate suitors and deadly assassins. A monster hidden behind pale, tortured eyes, and a smile that cuts like a knife. The path of these 3 characters become entwined during a century-long war filled with sinners and saints, magic and mystery, and a star-crossed romance that threatens to tip the scales between dark and light forever. So if you want me to read this, vote Wicked Saints. All right, next up. And I just saw a quick blurb on the back. Well, there's several blurbs, but this one says, this book destroyed me and I adored it. And that was Stephanie Garber. And speaking of Stephanie Garber, my last book that I have here was a book that I got in a special edition Owlcrate box. And that was a Finale, which is the 3rd and final book in the Caraval series. I have not read Finale. I read the first 2 books in the Caraval series and I never got around to reading Finale. So let me grab a book here. And looks like we have 8 books total. So I only have to read the #1 voted book. Let's see. What can I tell you? I guess I should tell you about Caraval and not Finale, because Finale is the finale. It's the final book in that series. Let's see. So I'll tell you about Caraval. A legendary competition, a mesmerizing romance, an unbreakable bond between 2 sisters. Scarlet Dragna has never left the tiny island where she and her sister Tella lived with their powerful and cruel father. Now Scarlet's father has arranged a marriage for her, and Scarlet thinks her dreams of seeing Caraval, the faraway once-a-year performance where the audience participates in the show, are over. But this year, Scarlet's long-dreamt of invitation finally arrives. With the help of a mysterious sailor, Tella whisks Scarlet away to the show. Only as soon as they arrive, Tella is kidnapped by Caraval's mastermind organizer, Legend. It turns out that this season's Caraval revolves around Tella, and whoever finds her first is the winner. Scarlet has been told that everything that happens during Caraval is only an elaborate performance. Nevertheless, she becomes enmeshed in a game of love, heartbreak, and magic. And whether Caraval is real or not, Scarlet must find Tella before the 5 nights of the game are over, or a dangerous domino effect of consequences will be set off, and her beloved sister will disappear forever. Welcome, welcome to Caraval. Beware of getting swept too far away. So if you want me to read the last book in this series, vote Finale. Okay, so as I said, I only have to read the #1 voted book, but you can vote for as many books as you like. and I'll tally everything up at the end, and whichever book got the most votes will be the book that I add to my next TBR. And guys, I'm a little bit concerned based on how this one went with all of those middle grade books. I'm worried about the next Have I Read It that I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna be reacting to all of the middle grade books that I got at BEA and BookCon, and there's a big stack. And if I've done as poorly with those middle grades as I did with these middle grades, there's gonna be a lot that I have to end up reading probably. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye.